Nova le soir. Changer de disque avec Charline Roux.
Bonjour, Jordan.
Bonjour.
Oh, good one.
Merci.
Let's talk about this new EP, Between Us. First question, who is that us?
I guess the us in this scenario would be all the collaborators on the record, which is Jalen Ngonda, Femi Colioso from Ezra Collective, FKJ, Tom from the band Jungle, and Nubia Garcia.
Yeah. So how did you gather these Avengers of music?
Well, when I was at my residency at Abbey Road, it was a dream of mine to work on original music, work on like composing, work on like an album, and then also just collaborate with lots of different genres and styles. And that's where, so I had lots of these sort of collaboration sessions with like rappers, techno, and these were my sort of favorite bunch of collaborations. But because I was at Abbey Road, I could just use the name of the studio and say, come to Abbey Road. And everyone was like, I want to come. So that's how it sort of happened.
So what did it mean for you, the studio hermit, as you put it, to be working at Abbey Road?
Oh, it was honestly crazy. Every time I would get the train in and walk from the station, every single time, I never got used to that feeling of, because when you go to Abbey Road as well, there's lots of tourists on the walk, on the pedestrian crossing, and also taking pictures. And I'm always like, I get to go in the building, and everyone, because you're not allowed to go past the gate. And that to me every time was I'm just so grateful to, be able to use the space and make music.
Did you take a picture?
I took a couple on the phone. It's funny. I took my mum there when she came. She's doing the pedestrian crossing as well. She had to do it as well.
But I went in Abbey Road once. I get lucky to record some radio show over there. And the place is kind of mesmerizing. You can feel really small, actually, in those studios.
And what's incredible is not only that, on the walls everywhere, there's pictures of Ella Fitzgerald, Frank Ocean, obviously Paul McCartney, and like I was in a room making an album, and they were like, Pink Floyd was in this room making this. I was like, oh my God, this is scary. It's weird that there's a pressure, but it's inspiring as well to think, I'm in this space, great legendary albums have been made here, let me give it a crack at,
It's kind of liberating, you mean?
Yeah,
at some point.
Exactly. Yeah. It's so scary that it's actually influential.
Yeah.
Set a course going east with a jaded. Heaven knows I've been lost for weeks. Then I ran to the depths and the lady, you said take my hand, it's so easy. Easy to love, it's a love affair. I know that it's true, yes it's easy to stand by my words when you're there in my arms again. There you go, throw my cards on the table. Now you know my heart's on my sleeves. Better luck to the names of this fable. You said take my hand, it's so easy. Easy to love, it's a love affair. I know that it's true, yes it's easy to stand by my words when you're there in my arms again. It's so easy, easy to love, it's a love affair. I know that it's true, yes it's easy to stand by my words when you're there in my arms. Yes, you're there in my arms. Ooh.
How much are you sensitive to the places where you compose?
really, really sensitive actually. Like I've on one extreme, I've made some music on a plane before, and because it's so loud with the like air and the fans or whatever, I'm making quite like high angsty energy, techno music sometimes. And sometimes in my garden I sit with my phone just as a voice memo and write. So I wrote a lot of my second album actually in a park, and that like inspired that feeling and sound. So it has a big impact. And on a macro level, when I moved from Australia to London around 10 years ago, there was this sort of seeping of London into my sound just from being in the city, like electronic music, minimal, a bit of darkness and melancholy. So it has a big impact on me for sure.
For Between Us, you set yourselves a simple goal. Simple. Make a song in one day. Was this spontaneity a good driving force?
Yeah, it really was. And I love doing these little, not gamified, because I don't want to belittle it, but I love saying to a friend, let's finish this day with just something that we feel like we can show people. Because sometimes in a songwriting session, a lot of it is like you're getting to know someone, you're hanging out, and then you have coffee, and then you have lunch, and really you only get 2 hours to work. But this was very much like, let's do a quick chat, and then let's go. Let's just let's have fun with it. And having that sort of target was great, because the music feels fresh and unique to each collaboration, because I have a different energy with that person, and it was just the energy of that day at that time. So it feels very pure in that sense.
Aside that very specific project, do you have any creative routines?
I do, yeah, because I've got a studio at home. I drop my kids off to nursery or like kindergarten, and then I bring them home. Then I come home and I make a coffee, and then my routine, but is less so in order of events. It's more like at every time at 10 a.m. every day, I will just try something. Yeah. I'm a believer in sort of trying, working, grinding it out rather than waiting for inspiration. I'm very much like a put the time in and the ideas will come to you sort of thing.
You said you make coffee. I would add you make artistic coffee, which is not quite the same.
I'm not. Because I'm trying to get into espresso culture, and I've gone down this rabbit holes of like latte art and how to the right extraction speed of the beans. But yeah, I try and make a nice coffee. But I love that process actually of sitting there with my grinder, getting it right, getting myself in a headspace early. Yeah.
On your Instagram account, you even wrote, "I want to embrace making music for fun again." Does that mean that you lose this faculty at some point?
Yeah, I think a lot of artists go through that arc of music's so fun, music's incredible. They leave university, everything is open, experimental. And then if like I had some early success, and it just naturally seeps into how I make my next record, because I'm thinking, they like that song, I sort of need to make another version of that song. But now that didn't work, and I'm angry I did that. And then it's sort of always chasing something that was successful. And in my last few records, this EP, my residency at Abbey Road, is very much that energy of just being, let's just have fun, not judging the process, just whatever happens. I've went into Abbey Road sometimes with my own studio, and I've written like an 8-minute drumless song about my childhood. And then the next day I made a really funny, silly, so I'm never trying to judge it. I just want to, like you said, have fun with it.
You began making music in your bedroom and basement very early. How would the 11-year-old Jordan would react when told his life would look like this?
Yeah. Well, the 11-year-old me, it's funny, I wasn't even trying to be a musician. I just did it for sort of a game with my brothers. I was actually trying to be like a golfer or something like that. So I wouldn't even be able to comprehend the fact that I even do music as a job. But what's funny is when I really am at my best, my process is quite similar to when I was 11. I'll be fast. I'd be just making anything that was fun. And as a day would finish, I'd have a little thing I could show my parents for fun, or I'd show my wife now, or show my friends. It's sort of like the same energy. I'm just like a little kid in a playground sort of thing.
And when did you realize you had a voice? This voice?
I had this incredible teacher in primary school. I think I was like 9 years old. And she said, I remember it so clearly. She said to me, Jordan, you know, I know you like rugby. I know you like sport, but your voice is special. You should join the choir. Yeah. You should join our primary school choir. And I was like, no way, that's so, I just want to play sport in the garden, you know, in lunchtime or something. But she was like, we do rehearsals at lunchtime. Anyway, I met all these other singers, and then people gave me feedback then when I was really young. And then so I've had that sort of confidence since I was around 9. Not that I was confident, because I was actually very shy with my voice, but more just knowing that I could sing, from about the age of 9.
You chose to cover Olivia Dean, Man I Need. Why this one?
Well, Olivia is an old friend of mine, actually. It's sort of crazy because she's a superstar now. But she supported me on tour, and we actually played in Paris 4 years ago together, which is crazy. We played at I forgot the name of the venue, but it was a incredible small venue, and we've been friends ever since. And just seeing her rise is mind-blowing. So I thought I'd give my little nod to Olivia.
When asked some of the songs that are important to you, you answered Jeff Buckley, Grace. Why this one?
It was the first. Basically, I grew up like my parents listened to disco, Motown, soul, jazz, and like hip hop, and then I grew up listening to like R&B. So it was the first music I had heard I would sort of call outside of those genres. Songwriter, guitar-based, borderline, rock. The album's very eclectic, but this track particularly, like the harmony is so interesting. And I just remember thinking, like, you can have a soulful voice and not sing soul music. To me, that was a massive. Like when I was a teenager, I was like, wow, this blew me away. And ever since that album was my gateway into Radiohead, Pink Floyd, like basically non-disco soul music, non-groove based stuff, if you know what I mean. So yeah, it's incredible. It's one of my favorite songs ever.
And you've also chose D'Angelo, The Line.
Yeah, so D'Angelo, The Line, I love this song because it's basically a 2-bar loop for 5 minutes, and it's just subtle, the rhythm, the bass line, the chords, D'Angelo's vocal delivery. It's just sort of the perfect. And I thought this recently is, I still keep forgetting that he passed away sadly years ago, and it's just, he's had such an impact on my life. So it's again a tribute to D'Angelo.
And my last question: when can we see you on stage in France?
Well, I'm definitely going to be coming to France. Hopefully this year. We're soon to come. I'm making more music, but I'm going to be coming to actually more cities. I've usually only come to Paris, but I'm hoping to dot around the country. But I love playing here. The audiences are so engaged. At least my experiences of French shows have been screaming out when something happens, or like cheering really loudly, or when something goes really quiet. The audiences are so engaged. So we love playing here.
On vous attend. We're waiting for you.
Yeah, I'll be back.
Merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup.
Looks like we're making up for lost time. Need you to spell it out for me. Bossing over on all night. It's like a type of alchemy. Introduce me to your best friend. I can come and slide right in. A satellite ain't even that far. I kinda wonder where you are. Already know I can't leave it alone. You're on my mind. Already gave you the time and the place, so don't be shy. Just come be the man I need. Tell me you got something to give, I want it. I kinda like it when you call me wonderful. Whatever the type of talk it is, I'm on that. I gotta know you're meant to be the man I need. Talk to me, talk to me. Be the man that I need, baby. Talk to me, be the man that I need. I like to think you feel the same way, but I can't tell with you sometimes. So baby, let's get on the same page. Stop making me read between the lines. Already know I can't leave it alone. You're on my mind. Already gave you the time and the place, so don't be shy. Just come be the man I need. Tell me you got something to give, I want it. I kinda like it when you call me wonderful. Whatever the type of talk it is, come home there. I gotta know you're meant to be the man I need. Talk to me, talk to me. Oh, talk to me.
Nova le soir. Changer de disque avec Charline Roux.